Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I just ran into these wines. I've never heard of them before. That's not unusual in the wine world. No matter how long I've been in there, there's new brands. This might not be a new brand, but I heard they were pretty good value, so I wanted to give them a try. They're all under 15. Mon Frere winery out of California. Vintner selection. This is a 2018 Chardonnay, California. Oh, by the way, Rebecca, I will get a white backdrop. In fact, I might want to use one of these. I might little story. So this is Chardonnay, $12. Now here's what I wanted to read. This is pretty impressive for 12 bucks. Now I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see if that means anything. You know, I'm going to call it like it is. It said the grapes were gently whole cluster pressed. The juice was settled off heavy lees, which is the expired yeast, tank fermented using Burgundy isolated yeast. The wine underwent only partial malolactic. Malolactic is when you change mallow acid into lactic acid, kind of like green apple acid into milk acid. Fermentation tank, aged in 100% French oak for 10 months. So they use some oak on it. They don't say whether it's new or not. I doubt it for $12. But just, that's a lot of process for a $12 wine. I thought that was pretty impressive. Color, Rebecca, here you go. Let's see if this helps. This is, before I show you, this is very gold, kind of a light golden color. Hopefully you can see that. Does that help? Let me know if this helps you, if you want me to do this in every video. Okay. I'll use a white card in the future. Let's see what we get on those. Definitely butter. Definitely butter. Butter, pear, a little bit of apple. Interesting. So this smells like a classic California Chardonnay. Okay? Pear, apple, butter. Even a hint of butterscotch. Let's see what we get on the palate. Creamy mouthfeel, definitely creamy mouthfeel. There's buttery components in there, a little butterscotch. Get a hint of pineapple on the finish. The pear notes, front to back, good flow across the palate. What I like about this Chardonnay, it may not be exactly the style I would go for, but I know a lot of people would like this Chardonnay. It doesn't taste fake to me, and that's really what I look to. And when I mean fake, you can tell if they used oak chips or oak dust. That really comes across in a really inexpensive Chardonnay that is, I wouldn't say manipulated, but they use those techniques to cut the cost of making this wine. You can tell it has partial malolactic. It has a nice creamy texture, but it finishes clean. Lots of butterscotch notes. Right, hit solid on the mid palate, into the finish. Like I said, if you like Rombauer, if you like La Crema, and you don't want to spend that type of money on your Chardonnay, those folks that like that style of wine are going to like this wine. It finishes clean, it's not cloying, it's nice, simple, but good Chardonnay. There's some complexity to it. I'm going to go straight up B-B. Great. Good Chardonnay for the money. 12 bucks. Mon Frere winery. Chardonnay. There you go. Just show you one more time. 12 bucks. Not a bad start. Now, we're going to go to their Pinot Noir. Mon Frere winery. Pinot Noir. 2017. Vintner selection. This rolls in at $14. Okay, now let's get the text sheet on this. I thought this was interesting as well. Okay, the fruit is hand sorted, fully destemmed, no crushing, cold soaked 4 to 5 days, warm fermentation, total skin contact ranges from 11 to 18 days. Wine put into barrel on the lees for malolactic fermentation. Racking is minimal, with only one base blend to allow the new wine to marry to the barrel before bottling. Native use is used on small lots using cultural Burgundy isolates. aged 10 months in 100% French oak, 25% new. Now, that is impressive to me. I mean, you're talking a lot of detail there for a $14 Pinot Noir. Now, I'm very, very curious to try this because I'm dying to see what this Pinot is going to be like. The Chardonnay was good. I mean, if you like that style. You know, if you're a white Burgundy drinker, you probably won't like it. But, you know, there's other wines for you to get to. Okay. You got to be fair here, right? B minus B is a good grade. Somebody who just drinks white Burgundy or Chablis is not going to like it, but it's still a B minus B wine. Okay, so fairly light in color. Does that help you? I don't know. This is tough. Like I said, you need a hard white one. But anyway, fairly light in color. You can see through it, but it's somewhat dark, which you'd expect from California. I wonder if it's just California appellation, isn't it? Yep, it's California, nothing else. Okay, brother, let's give it a try. See what we get on those. So I get cherries, raspberry. Mostly cherries and raspberry. I get a hint of black tea, which is not uncommon with Pinot Noir. It smells, you can smell the fruit big time. Like I said, it has a little bit of California sunshine on it, so you're going to get more fruit. We're not talking Burgundy here, guys. I was just looking for the alcohol percentage, but I'm not going to spend too much time. It's probably in tiny print. Oh, there it is. 13.9, not terrible, really. Get a little bit of red flower, black tea, cherries, and raspberry. Okay, let's see what we get on the palate. The cherries come through biggest on this one. Pretty solid Pinot Noir. I'm excited about this. You know, for those Mark West fans, those people that buy Mark West or Backhouse or one of those other ones, I did a bottom shelf Pinot Noir episode, which would be, you know, anywhere from 14 and under, which this one might fit into. And, you know, they weren't that great, really. They were, some of them were okay, but this one is head and shoulders above any of those I tried. Black tea, dark cherries, a little bit of strawberry coming through with those cherries. I don't get as much as a little bit more black raspberry on the palate. I get some interesting Asian spice after the mid palate going into the finish, which is very, very cool. They're putting it in 25% new French oak, so that's going to give it that spiciness that you're getting. Good weight in the mouth, but not over the top. I mean, it is from California, you can tell, but it's still very well made. I'm impressed for 14 bucks. A touch thin on the mid palate into the finish, but overall, for somebody who likes Oregon Pinot or Burgundy, but wants a little bit more fruit, this is a crowd pleaser. I'm telling you, if you poured this at your house with a lot of different folks, I think they'd really like it. There's even a little bark element that kind of hangs on near the finish on the back end. Long finish, guys, long finish. 14 bucks. Like I said, just a touch thin. That's okay. Some people like their Pinot Noir to be not as heavy. This is, yes, like I said, not as many California love handles on this bad boy, but I've tasted a ton of wine in my career. And, you know, this is not fake. This is just a well-made, very good value Pinot Noir. I'm going to go B plus, because of the quality to price ratio. I mean, you're talking $14. You're talking a very good Pinot Noir that represents the varietal very well. Doesn't go over the top California fruit. Hedges towards a little more finesse style. Yeah, liking it. I'm going to go BB plus. Solid Pinot Noir. Mon Frere winery. Let's move on. This is the 2017 Mon Frere winery Cabernet Sauvignon. once again, California, $14. There's a label. Okay, once again, I don't do this a lot with the tech sheets, but I just thought it was, again, just to re-emphasize, I was impressed with the effort they put into this for the money. I don't know what their production is. I didn't see that, but okay. Fruit is hand sorted, fully destemmed, crushed in stainless steel tanks, cold soaks 5 to 7 days, warm fermentation, 85 to 90 degrees, moderate pump overs. That's where they take the juice from the bottom of the barrel and pump it over the top. They stir it up basically. Skin contact 18 to 25 days, full malolactic fermentation on lees using native yeast and D254. Aged for 9 months and 90% French and 10% American oak. Only 10% new oak is used each year. There you go, 13.9 alcohol. Let's look at this baby. So far the Chard's okay. The Chard's good. Pinot Noir is excellent. Let's look at the color. This is dark. This is a little darker than the Pinot Noir. Hopefully you can see that. A little darker than the Pinot. Not much though. Not much really. Cool to have tech sheets sometimes. The winemaker, by the way, is Tom Hind. Nice job on the Pinot, Tom, and the Chardonnay. Let's see what we get on the nose. This has a lot of, I get some like wood notes on it. Currants. Definitely a red flower thing coming through. A little tobacco as well. Currants. Yeah, wood. You know, it reminds me of old wood, like old wood that you may have a board laying around for a while. You pick it up and smell. That's what it smells like to me. With the currants, with the red flowers, a little bit of tobacco. Okay, let's see what we get on the palate. Soft tannins, get a little grit on the backside, which is interesting. Ripe fruit. I mean, I'm almost getting a brown sugar component on the back end of this one. Up front, you get the currants. A little bit of a wilted red flower notes coming through. Sweet tannins. Almost too much for me. This is almost too sweet for me for a cab. I'm not looking for that brown sugar element's coming through. It's not terrible. I think, there's obviously people that are going to like this one, but this is my least favorite of the three. It has that kind of goopy fruit, ripe fruit component coming through. A little hollow on the mid palate, then it gets into that, and I get just a touch of tobacco on the back end. I like tobacco, but that doesn't make up for the wine. Hollow mid palate, a little too much fruit forward for me for a cab. I'm not saying it's not a good effort for $14, but I'm gonna have to go C-C on this one. Not my favorite, but I'm telling you what, the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir really hit a home run for me. This is okay. A lot of people will like it. C-C is not terrible. A little below average into the average range. Just too much. The fruit outweighs the structure a little too much for me. There you go, Mon Frere. I've never tried these before. I'm kind of excited about the two wines. I'm going to go a pass on the cab. And yeah. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I appreciate it very, very much. And I appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.